You feel that rumble? That's not the stadium speakers. It's the NFL world shaking under the force of a fifth-round rookie who refuses to follow the script. Shedeur Sanders, the kid who dropped to the fifth round despite elite college stats, is dominating camp. Seriously, his completion percentage is in the 70s, with 9 touchdowns and just 1 pick. If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. Those aren't rookie camp numbers. They're franchise quarterback numbers. And yet, somehow, he's still not getting the respect that comes with that kind of production. Let's lay it out. Sanders is outplaying Dillon Gabriel, the third-round pick, by a wide margin. Yet, coaching decisions keep favoring Gabriel, tying reps and attention to draft pedigree instead of real results. That's not scouting. That's pride-driven tunnel vision, letting history drive the present. Meanwhile, off-field distractions, speeding tickets, media backlash, are being weaponized to label a 1,000-yard stare as recklessness. But we're watching resilience, not ruin. Browns fans are tuning in, seeing the swing in his swing, and saying, this guy is a future. And it's not just a hot take. It's a moment. Sanders versus Gabriel. Performance tells no lies. When a fifth-round rookie tosses 9 TDs in camp, you have to sit up. That's not hype. That's production. Compare that to Gabriel's incomplete drives and stalled stats, and you've got a quarterback dilemma, performance or pedigree. Yet, despite the clear numbers, the Browns still lean on Gabriel like a training wheel crutch. That's not confidence. That's hesitation. It's a sunk cost fallacy in action, holding on to Gabriel simply because they invested earlier, even while the better option is staring them in the face. This hesitation isn't just misguided. It's risky. Because if the Browns delay promoting Sanders, public patience evaporates. Fan disillusionment grows. And the story becomes not about the QB race. It becomes about entitlement. This is why the Browns are at a crossroads. Produce results or justify old mistakes. Leadership in the lens. On the field, Sanders is flashing more than stats. He's showing gestures, tone, energy, the intangible signs of leadership. He's battling with poise, locking in defenders, handing out play corrections after prompt reps. That's quarterback swagger with substance. Meanwhile, Gabriel's performance? It's not bad. It's just nowhere near elite. And yet, it's being protected. Because adherence to the draft map means more to some than breakthrough talent. Here's where the plot thickens. Football isn't democracy. It's accountability. If you perform better, you earn the reps. And right now, Sanders is not just earning them, he's claiming them. So any hesitation to push Sanders forward isn't caution. It's falling behind the curve. The culture clash, old guards, new voices. This saga isn't just about plays and stats. It's about culture. You got Gabriel, the tried and true, color-by-numbers quarterback, loyal to past scouting warnings. Then you have Sanders, young, dynamic, unapologetically himself. He's electric on the field. And off the field, he's alive with authentic personality, despite media criticism for speeding tickets. Instead of disappearing, he shows up at charity events, hitting homers and laughing with fans. While Gabriel stays safe, silenced, invisible. The Browns' bigger test isn't training camp. It's whether they let the culture winning the field push the old guard, silent QB approach. Because Sanders doesn't just perform, he leads. The race for team identity. Here's where stakes matter. Cleveland needs clarity. They've ridden roller coasters, burned through quarterbacks, and swallowed disappointment as routine. Their stadium chants were once more about frustration than hope. But with Sanders real, relatable, razor-sharp, you've got an opportunity to reset the narrative completely. From perennial underdog to revitalized contender. The clock ticks. Each day without named leadership drags the story back toward stagnation. And fans don't just want results, they want identity. Who are the Browns? What do they stand for? Where is this team going? Sanders gives them answers. Racial and cultural context. Why this feels bigger. Let's not avoid it. This race echoes deeper themes. Black quarterbacks like Colin Kaepernick or Deshaun Watson have faced similar crossroads. Under scrutiny, mixed messaging, a clinging whisper of too much confidence. With Sanders, all that history resonates. That off-field ticket is labeled as fragile, reckless. But that narrative quickly crumbles when you look to the field and hear his laughter around teammates and fans. We should be paying attention not just to what he throws, but how others talk about those throws, or about him. Because for Sanders, this isn't just football. This is cultural representation. The lines between performance, perception, and race are drawn deep. So when the Browns consider their next move, they're also deciding how they let talent, background, and identity coexist in their leadership narrative. What happens if they sit him? We can walk through a scripted sequel. Fan backlash starts strong. Media starts questioning why. Sanders tweets a respectful but pointed note about being ready. Social media erupts. Hashtag Start Sanders trends. Browns front office caves, and bench sits Gabriel midseason. But what of damage control? That script isn't leadership. It's damage. Every day Sanders sits while Gabriel stumbles is a bullet-pointed issue for leadership, public trust, and organizational credibility. This is a minor uphill trip. It's a steep slide into ambiguity. Momentum matters. Later in the season, Cleveland hits prime time. National shout-outs. What quarterback switch will surprise us? They'll ask. Will the Browns bet on the polished pick or the rising star? Momentum won't wait. Iowa showed exactly how sideways this goes when called late. The Browns' narrative is a ticking clock. Compete, declare, and let Sanders use this momentum, not waste it. In Sanders we trust? Let's bring it home. Take everything we've seen. Consistent, high-level execution during camp. Leadership behaviors, gestures, body language, direction. Off-field moments that reveal character. Smiling through controversy. Staying visible. Proving resilience. High public and locker room support. People want the kid to lead, not just play. All that adds up to a single truth. You don't consider promoting a guy like that. You follow through. You make the announcement now. Why? Because Sanders gives you clarity. He gives you energy. He gives you camp production. A franchise stumbles when it overthinks. Momentum is urgent. Public trust is rare and fragile. Every day of indecision kills credibility. NFL teams don't rebuild by delay. They rebuild with decisive leadership. Sanders offers that. Gabriel, so far, doesn't. Not compared against what we've seen. Cleveland's biggest opponent right now isn't the schedule, it's hesitation. Because if they delay, the narrative flips. Rumors develop. Headlines spin. Sanders bench after public pressure. Brown stuck in old-school breakdown. That's a free fall into chaos. What the Browns need is not just a decision. They need conviction. A conviction that says, we see the performance, the leadership, the public desire. It's time to pivot. It's time to build around him. That's what franchise quarterback elevation looks like. Your move, Cleveland. This is the moment. Team shows courage. Announces Sanders as starter now. Team rallies fans. Energizes social channels. Team visibly gives Gabriel support as backup, or trades him for picks. Team sets a new identity. Performance first, leadership, truth, deep culture, no more drama. That's the reset. That's identity. That's Cleveland football 2.0. Broken chains energy, done apologies, do it now DNA. Sanders already earned it. Now they've got to trust it. The pressure is building like a drumline before kickoff, and the Browns can feel it. Not just in the locker room or the film room, but in the bleachers, the blogs, the barbershops, everywhere. You walk around Cleveland right now, and it's not who's starting week one, it's when are they naming Shedeur? And yet, crickets from the front office. That silence, it's getting louder, because the longer the Browns wait, the more this feels like a team scared of its own potential, scared of being bold. Scared of upsetting the invisible balance of how things are done. But you know what else it sounds like? A missed opportunity in slow motion. Because this isn't just a story about one rookie outperforming another. It's a referendum on what kind of team the Browns want to be in 2025. Are they brave enough to pivot when it matters? Or are they still haunted by the ghosts of quarterback flops past? Let's zoom out. Cleveland has been here before. So many times before. The new hope, the fresh face, the potential savior, only to fumble it by mismanaging the timing, the roster, or the narrative. From Johnny to Baker, from Seneca to Spurgeon, the Browns have had every type of quarterback meltdown imaginable, and each one followed a pattern. Hype, hesitation, collapse. The difference now? Shedeur Sanders is showing signs that he's not built like the others. He doesn't just flash talent, he sustains it. He doesn't just throw a good ball, he commands a presence. And most importantly, he doesn't hide from pressure. He thrives under it. Every rep in camp, every interview, every awkward moment with reporters or pundits trying to bait him, he's handled all of it like a pro. Meanwhile, the front office seems stuck in a holding pattern, like they're still waiting for the other shoe to drop. Newsflash, it's not going to, because Shedeur isn't here to implode. He's here to impose. The Browns coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, is trying to play the long game. The "we're evaluating everyone" card. The "we don't want to rush a rookie" mantra. But here's the thing. That logic only works if the veteran is clearly better or the rookie clearly not ready. Neither of those things is true here. Shedeur is statistically dominant. He's commanding the locker room, and he's turning every single rep into an audition reel for QB1. Gabriel, by comparison, looks like he's trying to survive practice, not win it. And yet somehow, Gabriel is still being talked about as a safe choice. Let's break that down. Safe doesn't mean reliable. It means comfortable, familiar, predictable. But predictable doesn't win you playoff games. It doesn't electrify a stadium. It doesn't get national analysts saying, "Watch out for Cleveland." Shedeur Sanders does. So why not lean into that? Why not embrace the chaos and build around it? It's also worth noting, this whole fifth-rounder versus third-rounder drama is a distraction. Because once camp starts, your draft position doesn't throw passes. Your current performance does. Tom Brady, sixth-round pick. Brock Purdy, last pick. Russell Wilson, third-rounder. Great quarterbacks don't care where they were drafted. And if a front office gets too obsessed with defending their draft board instead of adjusting to reality, that's how you end up watching another franchise raise a trophy with your guy. If Sanders was a third-round pick and Gabriel was a fifth, this wouldn't even be a debate. So the real question isn't, can we trust Shedeur? It's, why are we clinging to a hierarchy that's already collapsing under its own weight? Let's talk fan energy for a minute. Cleveland has never been shy about passion. But this season, the energy's different. It's not just hopeful, it's restless. Because the people watching these camp clips, following every beat reporter breaking down the social media videos, they're not seeing a QB battle. They're seeing a cover-up, a manufactured contest to protect pride and play it safe. And that's the exact kind of narrative that Cleveland fans are sick of. They've waited decades for something real, something exciting, something homegrown, that actually lives up to the moment. And when that something shows up in a Sanders jersey, lighting up camp, the people know. You can't gaslight a fan base that's already been through the fire. They've seen false hope before. This doesn't feel like that. Meanwhile, Shedeur, he's not asking for handouts. He's asking for a fair shot. He's not posting rants or complaining to the press. He's throwing dimes. He's bonding with vets. He's owning his off-field mistakes and showing up to work like nothing will break his focus. That's maturity. The same maturity that gets called coachability when it comes from less polarizing players. The same leadership that in another franchise would already have earned him the job. But in Cleveland, it's still under review. If this were a movie, it'd be the part where the hero's clearly ready, but the elders hesitate. And the audience screams at the screen, "Just let him lead already." Yeah, it's that moment, except it's not a movie. And if the Browns screw this up, there's no retake. And here's where things get even messier. Every week Sanders sits behind Gabriel. The story grows legs. The media whispers get louder. The ESPN takes get spicier. Is Cleveland suppressing its best weapon? Why hasn't Sanders got more first-team reps? Are they scared of upsetting the locker room dynamics? Each question chips away at the perception of stability. It adds pressure where there should be clarity. So again, we ask, what's the play? Keep things cloudy and brace for backlash? Or lean in, take the risk, set the tone? Sanders doesn't need hype. He needs opportunity. Because what he's already done with limited reps is more impressive than what Gabriel's done with twice the looks. Imagine what Shedeur could do with the keys to the offense. And let's not ignore what this means off the field. For young fans, especially black fans who watch quarterbacks like Lamar, Fields, Hurts, and Mahomes have to prove themselves twice over, it means everything to see Shedeur step into the spotlight unapologetically, not shying away from who he is, not muting his style, just playing. And when the establishment treats that confidence as a threat instead of a strength, that's the real problem. The game has changed, and Shedeur is a change. To deny him now, after everything he's done, isn't just a tactical mistake. It's a philosophical one. So what's the next chapter? Because whether the Browns realize it or not, they've already lit the match. The fan base is watching. The media is circling. The locker room has seen who's leading in practice. There's no going back. The only question left is, do the Browns want to drive this story or get dragged into it? Because one way or another, Shedeur Sanders is taking the field. And the only thing left to decide is whether it's Cleveland's future or their latest fumble. The sun sets over Berea, and a hush settles over practice field. This is the calm before the storm, before decisions are made that could reshape the Browns' identity. Behind every toss pass is a narrative waiting to explode. We've seen everything from jaw-dropping touchdowns to whispered skepticism. We've watched Sanders out-execute Gabriel repeatedly, and we've seen the slow burn of fan and media frustration in response to the team's hesitation. But now it's crunch time. This is a stretch of camp where reputations are forged, not flamed out. Because make no mistake, the Browns are staring down a moment of truth. Moment of truth, clarity or chaos. Picture the locker room on the eve of the final preseason game. Both quarterbacks are pinning threads onto their practice pants. Reps measured in back-to-back 7. On 7S 2-minute drills, red zone compressions. Sanders strides and focused, instructing his center. He's fully locked in, body language crisp, eyes locked on the board. Next to him, Gabriel is equally intense, flipping pages, taking notes. Two young quarterbacks, two different paths. This is where the rubber meets the road. Not on Twitter, not on blogs, not in national mock drafts, but here, in practice, in the weight room, during the huddle, because the Brown staff now faces the same choice that has haunted them all camp. Do you follow the tape or do you follow the pick? Broken metrics, broken mindset. The Browns are masters of broken metrics. The 40-yard dash, the third-round pick, the polished interview. These aren't tangible performance. I see 9 touchdowns, 77% completion, consistent decision-making. But apparently, these things don't matter as much as the rumors whispered in front offices last April. That mindset? It's not just frustrating, it's expensive. Because every season you treat real results like rumors. You risk wasting time, effort, and resources on possibilities rather than realities. And that's the line Cleveland has been towing all week. Are they trending toward reality or hanging on to fiction? Bold plays, bold reputation. Stefanski's playbook is in place. The systems are installed. It's time to elevate, not just because it's good football, but because Cleveland demands clarity. Can a quarterback drive emotion in a stadium? Can he handle fan chants, for better or worse? Sanders is already building that bond. Every toss into a painted target in practice echoes in nearby stands. Every accurate crossfield throw whispers, starting QB. Gabriel? He's not fending off any narration. Good enough doesn't ignite. You don't tweet good enough. You don't tell the story of Cleveland good enough. But Burns and Belichick to Redix? You tweet Sanders. You talk about Sanders. You feel him because his presence vibrates. The locker room speaks. Locker room credibility is invisible but powerful. Sanders has it. You can't fake that bond. The crosstalk during 2-minute drills, the sideline gestures calling out protections, the encouraging push-ups, there's depth there. Guys respond to him. They trust him. Leadership isn't thrown. It's earned. And it's earned every day in silence, not hype. Gabriel? He's competing harder than ever, sure. But his reps feel defensive. He's reacting. Sanders shapes the moment. And when you shape the moment, you shape the room. That's a QB1, not a backup, not a prospect. Taking the franchise's pulse. Ownership is watching. The front office is watching. This isn't just about on-field fit. It's about dollars spent and dollars to come. Sanders changes the Cleveland economic model. He sells jerseys. He brings energy to stadiums. He fills media lanes with positivity. If the Browns give themselves permission to elevate him, they change the narrative nationally. Young, dynamic, fan-first, challenging old structures. If they don't, they get labeled conservative yet again. Safe, stable, but stuck. That's not just a team issue. That's a brand issue. That's long-term franchise positioning. The ticking clock of football. August turns into September quickly. Leaves fall. Pads go on. Coaches tighten whistles. First snaps are just weeks away. For quarterbacks, those weeks might as well be decompressing attic boxes. One messy, existential snapshot waiting to break open. Every rep now feels like a mini-game. Every snap is a slice of fate. A slip of the ball placated by another drive. Another pick overshadowed by a surge. The Browns can't half decide here. They must pivot or the game pivots them. Don't let momentum slip. Momentum isn't forgiving. It's personable. It travels. It leaves a scent. And if you don't chase it, it leaves you. Sanders has captured it. He's got energy, performance, charisma, and chronological timing. He's not just winning games. He's building a feeling. That doesn't just pass with the season opener. It permeates the next 17 weeks. If the Browns push him now and ride it, they give themselves a shot. Real shot. If they wait, they watch him coast past them, and then, maybe, regret not holding on to what they witnessed. Because reminding the world that you still lead means leading. Conclusion, crown the king. Cleveland's choice is simple. Follow hype or follow substance. Stay stagnant or leap forward. Be average or be reborn. Sanders isn't just a better player. He's the better leader, the better force, the better long-shot edgeless logic. Naming him starter is not a gamble. It's momentum, Randall-wise strategy, a statement of identity. If Cleveland wants a rise, it starts here. If not, they've already written a sequel they'll regret. So, Cleveland, do you crown him or watch him crown himself elsewhere? Let us know in the comments. Should Shedeur Sanders be the Browns' Week 1 starter? Or are you still holding out for Gabriel to turn it around? Smash that like button if you're done with safe decisions and ready for bold ones. And if you want to stay locked in on every twist of this Browns QB saga, you already know what to do. Subscribe, because this isn't just about Cleveland anymore. This is about watching history begin in real time